The discussion would pan around electric mobility and the charging of mobile infrastructure in cities. One reason while the discussion would pan around electric mobility and the charging of mobile infrastructure in cities. One reason while the adoption of electric mobility has not happened to that extent is lack of charging infrastructure. So how do we address that issue will be discussed in this panel. We will talk about transit-oriented development, and sustainability plays an important role. So the low-carbon urban designing in these transit-oriented development will be discussed. And we will also talk about, which is one of the most important points, is when we talk about green infrastructure, but how do we look at different financing mechanisms for this green infrastructure? So for this panel, we would like to call on stage. It's a very esoteric set of panelists and very knowledgeable and with keen expertise in their specific areas. It's my pleasure to call on stage Shantanu Roy, Chairman and Managing Director, BEML Limited. Please give a round of applause to Shri Shantanu Roy. Next, I would like to call on stage Shri Shaji Janardhanan, Chief General Manager of Kochi Water Metro. Round of applause. And I'd like to also call on stage Aparana Vijaykumar, Senior Program Manager, Cities and Transport, World Resources Institute. Welcome, ma'am. The stage is all yours. You can continue with the discussion. Thank you.
I think we need a little bit more build up for this session. So now I would like to invite you all to the Infrastructure for People and Planet session at the Innovative Urban Mobility Harnessing Technology for Sustainable Infrastructure Conclave Summit in Kochi today. We have moved things around a bit for this session. And since we have two stalwarts in the infrastructure domain here on this session, I'll be donning the hat of a moderator. And first of all, we are at this turnstile when it comes to urbanization, and along with climate vulnerabilities. When it comes to Kerala, we have very specific climate vulnerabilities like flooding, humidity, urban heat stress. And when it comes to infrastructure, Kerala is now looking at a state level urbanization, a holistic urbanization at the state level, which is quite unheard of across the country. And with that, the stress on our infrastructure also increases. This is the same, which is, the same issues are plaguing most of our urban centers right now. So with this, I would like to first turn to our session chair, Mr. Shantanu Roy. Sir, when it comes to BEML, you spoke about looking at scaling BEML to reach the 5 trillion economy goal and also the 2047 Viksit Bharat goal. What are some of the sustainability aspects that you're considering when you are planning this massive scale up, especially when it comes to the climate vulnerabilities of states like Kerala? And also, we heard a glimpse of BEML probably entering into the water metro aspect of rolling stock. So your initial reactions on that as well.
Thank you very much. First of all, let us take a look at the journey of civilization, how we have progressed from the uh, early stages when from transformation from apes to human beings, and then becoming a two-legged creature, and then slowly developing from before Christ to the AD, the erstwhile AD civilizations, finally resulting in the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, where coal became one of the most important fuels for powering the progress, electricity generation, machine, working of the machines. Industrialization meant use of more machines rather than the human beings, the human power. And we have come a long way since then. We are at the cusp of a revolution where now the shift is towards cleaner, greener fuel. The fossil fuels are considered to be harming the environment, harming the ozone layer, depletion of the ozone layer, and we can see it in terms of the global warming that is happening. We can see it in terms of the unseasonal rains or sudden snowfall in some areas which never had snowfall. So this is all an effect of climate change. But considering all this, still, coal is very much in use. We have seen a huge number of power projects coming up with coal. Why? Because it is affordable. So one of the most important factors that decide the fuel is the affordability. Second is, if you talk about the power sector, the solar, definitely there has been a quantum jump in the renewable powers, whether it is power sources, whether it is solar, whether it is wind. However, there still remains the challenge of grid stability in case of any isolated power station. And also the capability of these projects, these power sources, to deliver a sustained power. They have the tendency of peaking the power, and then for the baseline power, we always turn back to the main power stations. So that is the power part. However, in terms of the mobility, it has been a revolution. EV has been a game changer, and the work that has been done in the battery technology has been phenomenal. The work has happened in terms of making batteries more compact, enhancing the number of kilometers or the distance traveled with one charge in a battery. Even 400, 500 kilometers is a possibility now. And the ecosystem for enabling EV vehicles, electric vehicles, battery vehicles, by way of ease of charging. So not only fast charging, which requires some special kind of power backup support, but also now a regular charging, which may take 7 hours or 8 hours, but it is possible to charge in EV now. So this has been possible because of technology. And if you look at the mobility sector, if you look at the commuter rail, then electrification has been one of the major achievements, has been one of the major strides taken. The diesel engines, the steam engines, they are something of the past. As far as urban mobility is concerned, the famous London Tube, it happened many years back. And then in India, we started with the Kolkata Metro in 1984. But again, technology has made it possible. Latest technologies like the tunnel boring machine, which have enabled metro corporations to work very fast, come up with projects very fast. And of course, the trains which are driven by propulsion. The self-propelled. There has been a paradigm shift from the loco-driven trains to distributed power trains, which are currently the metro. It will be a 3-car, it will be a 4-car, 50% propulsion, 67% propulsion. So that has been one of the major hallmarks, even for the commuter rail with the Vande Bharat AC chair car, with the sleeper train, which should come up shortly. Globally, it was already there, and now our country is catching up. These have had major effects on the overall carbon emissions. And as a company manufacturing the rolling stock and having been in the urban mobility sector, and also now for the commuter train, working on the distributed power control, power system, we have been contributing our bit to the reduction in carbon emissions, as well as CO2 savings, which goes in tons. Apart from merely changing to electric propulsion, another game changer has, of course, been the regenerative braking. The regenerative braking, which allows the power, the back power, which is developed when a brake is applied, and utilizing that power, giving it back to the grid and utilizing that power. Next is, of course, the focus on the specific energy consumption. In power plants, it was already there. One of the major factors in a power plant has always been which is called the fuel consumption, the tonnage of fuel which needs to be consumed to produce 1 unit of power, which is called the heat rate. So in a metro, the specific energy consumption is again very critical. It depends on mainly two things. One is the propulsion, the power which the propulsion takes, and the second is the HVAC. So for that, there is a test called the climatic chamber test, which is to be carried out and under different climatic conditions, very hot conditions, humid conditions, cold conditions. There, the performance of these two critical systems is mapped and seen whether it meets the specific energy consumption or not. Apart from that, from the point of view of sustainability and from the point of view of rider comfort, latest technologies in suspensions, latest technologies in the coupling that is used, the coupler, which is very critical from the safety perspective, the gangway, all these have come into the picture. And of course, factors like the wheel, the moving parts getting degenerated over a period of time, that is also a major factor now, while delivering on whether a rolling stock manufacturer meets the requirement or not. And from that perspective, from a acquisition model to a change to the life cycle cost model by way of a 15-year maintenance contract, which is a part of the main rolling stock contract for metros. And if you look at the commuter rail, it is a 35-year maintenance. So the changing to the life cycle cost model, it ensures that all the OEMs, all the rolling stock manufacturers, they come out with the best technology and optimum technology, so that, overall, there is a sustainability to the product that we deliver. So these are some of the steps, which have evolved over a period of time. And as an organization, BEML, we have been working continuously on improving the specific energy consumption, in rationalizing, in reducing the weight of the train. That is very important, the power to weight ratio. Reducing the weight of the train is very, very critical. Even a small percentage of reduction in weight, it enhances the sustainability in a big way. It enhances the efficiency in a big way. And we'll continue to do so. As far as our other initiatives in sustainability are concerned, we are already, as you all may be aware, that we are in the heavy earth moving machinery segment as well. So there also we are working on the fuel consumption, number one. Number two, we are currently working on providing hybrid solutions. Hybrid solutions means a battery plus a diesel engine, because most of the mining equipment, they need high torque. So for high torque, probably diesel is the best suited fuel. We still have to work out whether hydrogen fuel cell will be able to give that torque or not. As far as information that is available with me is concerned, hydrogen alone will not be sufficient. It will have to be appended with the power by the battery or a diesel engine. Even a battery should be good enough for giving a high torque. So we are currently working on these solutions. Another area where we are working on is the engine. We have been manufacturing engines for mining equipment and the defense equipment since 1990-1991. And very recently, we have now developed the 1500 horsepower engine for the main battle tank, the new generation main battle tank, which will be used by our armed forces in the coming times. Now, what is the main difference between the current engines and the engine that we have developed is the type of the fuel system. All the engines generally in this range are mechanical, they are having mechanical fuel pumps, and the system, it is a mechanical drive. Whereas in the engine that we are developing, I would still say it is developing because it's a clean sheet design, and we are conducting the test, the calibration of the combustion cycle is currently going on. Here it is the CRDI system, that is a common rail direct injection system, which is very common for automobiles, for vehicles. But of an engine of such high capacity for the use by the armed forces, the CRDI is being deployed for the first time. And it has great advantages in terms of the sustainability, in terms of the fuel consumption, in terms of the performance. So these are some of the things that currently we are involved in. We are also working on developing a solution with hydrogen fuel cell technology. Maybe we will take one of our army trucks or the mining trucks for the same. And it will keep on evolving. Currently, hydrogen is seen as something which is not very affordable, but I'm sure with the kind of work that is going on, in the coming 4 to 5 years, hydrogen will be an affordable fuel. Another very important factor for deciding a fuel is its availability. Now, petrol, diesel are abundantly available. So we also need to, for a hydrogen fuel cell to be successful, the availability has to be ensured. So apart from, production of hydrogen as a fuel, it's very important to have proper storage and the availability and the transportation so that it is available abundantly. So these are some of the things which will develop over a period of time. But I'm sure, the kind of work that is going on, the sustainability, with the sustainability as a buzzword, and net zero, already the country has decided 2070, I think, as the year for net zero. We are well on our way towards that.
Thank you, sir. I think your opening inaugural remarks for this session as chair has covered a gamut of topics, and it is really interesting to know the range of initiatives that BEML is undertaking in terms of sustainability. And probably this room, we are all part of the mobility ecosystem, but you provided us a glimpse on how sustainability strategies you are using in terms of mining engines, in terms of defense machines. This is really heartening to know, and we also look forward to BEML's strategies when it comes to hydrogen fuel. Kerala is also working towards an integrated hydrogen and transport policy. Probably sometime early next year, we'll have that. So with that, I would actually turn to Shaji sir. Where Water Metro has been a great game changer, and what are your thoughts on how Water Metro is contributing to improving the urban mobility, especially in Kochi, and also what are your plans in terms of scaling up this whole very interesting concept of leveraging water as a transport mode, and how are you planning your strategies in terms of bringing in climate resilience and sustainability into your ecosystem?
Thank you, Aparna. As you know, the Water Metro has been started to support the islands in and around the Ernakulam or Kochi mainland. And the transportation, the public access to the underprivileged was the aim, the objective of the Water Metro project. And then it has been developed, a lot of time has been spent on it to make it more sustainable. And sustainability means nothing but survival on earth. You are keeping it for the future generation. And that is what has been we were trying to do in establishing the Kochi Water Metro system as such. If you see the boat, design of the boat itself, lots and lots of energy has been spent before it has been put into production. The design itself has been done in such a way that the total energy requirement has been brought down to almost half by having a extremely fine hull which will offer less resistance in the water. Then as far as the other things are concerned, it is majority of the time it is being operated in electricity. So there is no greenhouse gas emission. It's very absolutely less. And there is no discharge coming out of the boat. Further, the waves, it is not making much trouble to the natural resource of water, the inland water. And it's not creating troubles to the shores as well. So in many means, the boat itself, right from the design of the boat to establishing the system, we have considered the environment and the social sustainability aspects into the system. Now, having established this particular innovative product and system into the market, and we have seen that it has been noted by the entire world, and especially in India, the government of India, the Ministry of Shipping and Waterways has been taken this as a torchbearer and formed the policy of Harit Nauga 2024 guidelines. This was the base of the Harit Nauga 2024 guidelines by the government of India. There are many aspects as far as the infrastructure is. Another thing that we have to consider is the infrastructure that we are being into. We have been fortunate to travel across India, and we have been doing it now. We've been assigned to do the feasibility study for about 18 locations, about 19 locations, including Mumbai. What we have seen is the kind of infrastructure that has been built in and around in natural resource. We have a lot of natural resources which is underutilized. There are built infrastructure, there are natural infrastructure. Built infrastructure is like you have roads, you have energy systems, like that. BEML is kind of people who are doing into the built infrastructure thing. And we have natural infrastructure, be it the inland waterways or the wetland or forest. How are we going to use them is another important aspect. So water transport is one of the areas where we have a lot of potential across India. We have a lot of water resources, about 14,500 kilometers of navigable waterways is available around India. How are we utilizing it? Why can't we bring the energy efficient water transport system across India? So that is the reason why the government is intending to establish the more water transport systems across India.
The Kochi water metro itself is not ending here. Like our co-panelist was saying, the net zero emission is something which we all are looking forward. In 2070, we are trying to achieve the net zero. And what we are trying to do is to bring in much before that. We have already identified the land for the renewable energy or the solar energy, which is going to supply us the electricity for the entire operation of the system, water metro system. And even Kochi metro is also about 51%, 51% of the operational energy is being used from the renewable energy. And similarly, Kochi water metro would like to, and we are actually planning to establish the 100% renewable energy usage and come to a net zero level much before the 2070 margin. So that is which is possible. We are on the track with it, and the government of with the discussions with the government of Kerala and all. So that is something which is coming up in a good way. And since we are now driving the remaining water transport system across India, one of the primary motives of us is to promote such energy saving mechanisms into the system. There, if you see, we may not be able to replicate the similar systems or similar boats or similar kind of infrastructure into the all the places. Like some places, for example, in the case of Andaman and Nicobar, it's Lakshadweep and all. It is a sea, so we can't use the same boat as we are using it in Kochi. Or in Mumbai, if you see, there are all variety of waters are there. There are sea, there are backwater, there are water with less trouble, some troubles. So there are different kinds of boats are required for Mumbai. So these are the kind of variety coming into the picture.
A round of applause. Aparana, Vijaykumar.